So, have you ever stopped to think what it would actually take for a single TV show to reach almost every single person on the planet? I'm not talking about a viral video, but a full program delivered to people in their own language. Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today. An incredible plan to do just that.
Just look at that number, 5.5 billion. Let that sink in for a second. That's more than 2/3 of the entire world's population. The scale of that ambition is it's almost hard to wrap your head around for any media project, let alone one TV program.
Okay, so that leads us to the billion-dollar question, right? How is something like this even remotely possible? What kind of technology, what kind of strategy, and frankly, what kind of money would you need to smash through the massive barriers of language and logistics to hit a goal that big? Well, the organization behind this whole thing is a religious media network called 3ABN. And for them, this isn't just about chasing ratings or getting a huge audience. It's all driven by what they see as a spiritual mandate, a mission to get their message out to literally every nation, tongue, and people on Earth. And that mission is really anchored in a core belief from the Bible, from a passage known as the Great Commission. This is seen as nothing less than a divine command to reach out, not just across countries, but into every single distinct language and cultural group. And when you look at this table, you start to see how that massive 5.5 billion number isn't just a fantasy. This is just the first 7 of their 29 target languages. And with just these, you're already covering a potential audience of nearly 4.7 billion people. The scale is just immense. But for pretty much all of human history, a project like this was pure science fiction. The single biggest wall has always been the Great Language Barrier, that age-old challenge of trying to communicate with everyone on a global scale.
I mean, just think about it. The old way of doing this would be an absolute nightmare. We're talking slow, manual dubbing for all 29 languages. You need massive, super expensive teams of translators, voice actors, sound engineers. The cost would be astronomical. The whole process would take months, maybe even years, and trying to keep the quality consistent, a logistical impossibility.
So, how in the world do you solve an impossible problem? Well, you don't play by the old rules, you rewrite the playbook. And that is where the first huge innovation comes in, a 90% efficiency engine, all powered by an AI-first workflow designed to completely shatter that language barrier.
And get a load of this number. 90%, a 90% reduction in the total hours of work needed. This isn't just a tiny improvement, it's a revolutionary leap forward that suddenly makes the entire project possible both financially and logistically.
This chart here just lays it all out perfectly. On the left, you've got the old school way, manual, painfully slow, and crazy expensive. But the new school way, it uses AI for voice cloning and automated post-production. It's a total game changer, moving them from a slow, clunky process to a system that's rapid and can be scaled up super easily. Okay, but with all this AI, what about accuracy, especially with sensitive religious terms? That's a huge deal. Well, they've built their own in-house quality control process to handle that. It's a 4-step check. First, they clean up the script to avoid simple AI mistakes. Then, an automated probe checks for any technical sync issues. Then, and this is the crucial part, pastors provide human oversight on any tricky, doctrinally sensitive terms. Only after all that is the final, verified script synced and sent out. But hey, even with a 90% drop in labor, a project this huge still costs money. So, how is this amazing tech leap actually getting paid for? Well, the answer is just as creative as the tech itself. And this is probably the question that's been on your mind this whole time, right? Where's the money coming from to pay for the AI software, the developers, and those important quality control teams? So the answer isn't what you'd expect. It's not some typical donation drive or a big grant from a foundation. Nope. It is a completely self-contained, creative way to generate revenue that was designed just for this project. Get this! The entire project is being funded by selling limited edition collector's coins. They're making 650 unique numbered coins for each of the 29 languages. It's brilliant because it engages supporters directly and gives them a cool keepsake, all while funding the mission. And this model is incredibly powerful. Even on the conservative side, they're projecting nearly $250,000 in the first year. But if the campaign really takes off and all the coins are sold, the potential revenue is over $500,000. That is more than enough to fuel that high-tech engine.
So now we can kind of zoom out and see the whole genius of the plan. It's not just about the cool tech, and it's not just about the clever funding. It's about how these two big ideas work together to create this powerful, self-sustaining model for reaching the entire globe.
Here's how it works. You have a super efficient AI process that makes it affordable to expand. Then you fund that process with a creative revenue stream, the coins, that doesn't need a ton of money to get started. The money from the coins pays for the tech allows for more expansion, and it just creates this amazing, self-powering loop for growth.
So when you put it all together, the benefits of this strategy are just crystal clear. It unlocks that potential audience of 5.5 billion, it pays for itself, it positions them as a tech leader in their field, and it creates a blueprint that they can use for any project in the future. It's scalable.
And this quote, I think, really gets to the heart of it all. It nails the ultimate why. For the team behind this, it's about using every single tool that modern technology has to offer to fulfill their core mission, making sure their message can reach anyone, anywhere on the planet. So that leaves us with one final big thought. Whether you're talking about religion or education or even entertainment, is this combination of super efficient AI and creative, self-funding models the future of how all global media gets made? It's a seriously powerful model, and it's going to be fascinating to see who else starts using it.